Describe the pit situation to me.
Expansive. It's all over the place. We're in a sweet spot, actually. We're outside of the venue. I know it sounds a little goofy, but whatever.
We got the Fox pit down here, and the track, and all the other pits over there, on the other side of this highway.
We have like a little lawn in front, and there's some trees bordering and blocking the sun.
Pit's all set up, we're ahead of schedule, yeah?
We're way ahead of schedule. Because initially we thought we were going to be in the really crappy parking space, we pulled all the tent poles out, so we just thought we'd set up anyway.
So look at us now.
Look at us now. How'd you say welcome in Italian? Bienvenue. No, that's French.
Giacomo, how do you say welcome in Italian? Benvenuto.
Buongiorno! You gotta ask me questions.
Okay,
I gotta
so
stop sweating.
dude, it's hot here.
It's getting hot here.
Okay, Taj, can you give me a full breakdown of shock tunes and what that means at a race?
So mainly at a race, people in here will be servicing shocks. Usually all the tuning we do before the season at our test camp. But at test camp, we'll work with the teams to find the best shock tune for their bike, with the kinematics of the bike and the way the rider rides. Usually in winter, we'll have worked out, bikes are getting closer and closer between each bike, so it's much easier to say, oh well, we'll make everything this tune, and then we can fine tune at test camp with the parts we have and make the riders happy. We have a base valve tune for here, in the base valve, for compression. We have a main piston tune for compression, which is this valve. We're running 5 tunes this year to choose from softest compression to firm compression. And we have a few different rebound tunes, but the one we work with works for 98% of people. There's a few outliers, but there always is. For the base valve, we have a few options. We've been working for the last few years with a new base valve piston that has larger compression ports, which is a really good tuning aid. This is now standard throughout all the DHX2s and Float X2s. For race, we've got a few options. Stock, the shims in the base valve. So the base valve piston that's standard over all the downhill shocks now sits just here, and then on the back of it there's a shim stack and this plate which pushes on the shims, and when you adjust the adjuster, it puts more pressure on the spring, pushes on the plate with more force, and gives you a firmer ride feel. We've got a couple of options of shim stacks, which goes between the plate and the piston, that we can run for different tunes on the main piston. So as you go firmer here, we'll go firmer on the base valve as well. At the races, this plate comes with a 0.6 inch little step in it that pushes on the shims. We've got a couple of other options to fine tune for riders, just to lighten it up a little bit. Some of the riders are running this and they really enjoy it and they like it. So different options for the base valve, which sits here, and then on the main piston we have 5 different tunes, so we can do different configurations of shim on the piston. Shims we've got here, we have different thicknesses and different diameters, and depending on the way they're stacked up gives a different compression feel, different force generated on the piston.
I got questions, but I don't want to interrupt your flow.
I think my flow's gone.
Wait, what was that about the flow?
Wow.
I took a drink and it like just fizzed in my mouth.
Fizzed
It
up.
came out my nose. Okay. After a small watery interlude, we're back.
One thing I think we've seen fairly frequently is in the comments is people speculating how close off-the-shelf Fox is to race Fox, or how does this compare to off-the-shelf Fox?
If you have a new 2024 Fox shock, you have this in it. The bike manufacturers, the OE department works with the manufacturers and they'll pick a tune, like we pick a tune with the race teams at test camp, and you'll have, if you got a 2024 DHX or Float X2, you have this in your shock. We just have the option to do it here, there and then for the riders, and we were working on it last year.
Sick.
Done.
That's awesome.
You got the best stuff. There have also been some updates material wise in the shocks, so there's a different shaft now. In the Float X2 there's some different seals internally. On the trunnion shocks we've got a different eyelet and some different materials for the bodies.
How much do you work with the engineering department? Like, what type of race feedback is there with product design?
So the engineering guys and the product performance guys through the winter will be working on the dynos in the office and developing things and changing things and trying things, and we all communicate and come up with ideas, and if everyone thinks it's a good idea they'll try it. If they think it's a crap idea they won't try it, or someone will explain to you, you know, oh, we tried that. And then through the races, when we find things in the products, we feed back every race, write a race report, and everyone can read it, see it. Or if there's something specific, we'll go straight to that engineer and give them the, you know, oh, we're seeing this problem, you know, and they'll look into it and work on it.
Well, now what's the plan for the rest of the day?
I'm going to put this shock back in the box, otherwise I'll be in trouble, because I'm really bad for taking things out of boxes and putting them down. And then I think we're going to go bicycle riding.
The ride was different. It was pretty boring. Like 5 minutes of this kind of cool, punchy, single track stuff way up, like above tree line almost. It was beautiful. But then it was just like double track, rocky fire road, and then it was pavement, and then it was Folgarita. It was like, could have just done the whole Folgarita thing and done multiple laps. Those guys went out and did more laps, which is cool.
We talked with Taj about the different shock tunes, but at races, are you changing between those often?
No, not often. We hope that most of the work has been done beforehand, and there's enough adjustability in the shock usually to get us pretty darn good. It's possible that if tracks are drastically different, which we don't see a whole lot of anymore, that we would change valving. And again, those things are, I don't want to say broad strokes, because bike kinematics have gotten relatively close, at least like if you go to downhill and then enduro, like most of them are around the same travel, most of them run the same stroke shock. So tuning wise isn't some crazy thing where one's way over here and one's way over here. They're all pretty close. So with what we have, we can get really close, and then track to track, just with adjusters, we can normally pinpoint it.
The last couple days have obviously been pretty laid back. There hasn't been a ton going on, not a lot of work to do, and obviously tomorrow is when that all starts to change. We've got track walk tomorrow, and it's on one of the most notorious crazy tracks of the entire circuit. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, hearing what everyone thinks about it. So we'll see you tomorrow.